Hey there, and welcome to the Divorce Planner Podcast. I'm divorce prep coach Alex Beatty. When you're contemplating divorce or in the middle of one, every single decision feels like it could make or break your future. So you freeze, you overthink, you ask 17 people for advice, and then you still don't do anything. Sound familiar? Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of interviewing an expert, I'm sharing one of my signature coaching tools with you. The 5-5-5 rule. The 5-5-5 rule is simple, but it's powerful. It helps you zoom out when you're stuck in the weeds so you figure out what actually matters and what's just emotional noise you can let go of. No matter what divorce decision you're struggling with, this framework will give you the clarity on how to move forward and make decisions that you feel good about. Let's dive in. I'm so excited about doing something different today because when you're contemplating a divorce or you're in the middle of one, every decision can feel enormous. Like, should I tell him now or wait until after the holidays? Do I keep the house or sell it? Should I hire this attorney or that one? Do I need a CDFA, a therapist, both? The questions can feel endless. And what ends up happening is that you get so overwhelmed by the weight of making these decisions that you freeze. You don't make any decision, which of course is still a decision. It's just a really passive one. I see this pattern with my coaching clients. Smart, capable people who run businesses, manage households, raise kids, and then suddenly they can't decide whether to send an email to their attorney because they're terrified of making the wrong move. That's where the 5-5-5 rule comes in. So no matter what you're struggling with, deciding to keep the family home, how to split retirement assets, what to ask for in spousal support, or even how to structure a parenting plan, the 5-5-5 rule framework is your filter. It's the thing that really helps you step out of the emotional chaos for a moment and make a decision that your future self will actually thank you for. The 5-5-5 rule is simple. When you're facing a decision, any decision during divorce, you're going to ask yourself 3 questions. How will this decision play out in 5 days? How will this decision play out in 5 months? And how will this decision play out in 5 years? Sounds easy, right? Let me break down how to use each one with specific examples. In 5 days, this is your immediate impact filter. If something won't matter in 5 days, it's probably not worth agonizing over right now. Here's an example. Your soon-to-be ex texts you something hurtful and rude, and you really want to fire back with something that will cut them to the core. But then you ask yourself, will this matter in 5 days? Probably not. So instead of wasting time firing something back that leads to a fight or venting about it to 5 different friends and spiraling, you realize there was really nothing meaningful in the text, and therefore it doesn't deserve a response. You ignore it and move on with your day. In 5 months, this is your medium-term filter. In 5 months from now, you might be negotiating your divorce settlement or even finalizing the paperwork. Let's say you're splitting up furniture, and you realize that you really like the coffee table you and your soon-to-be ex have, but he wants to keep it. Should you fight to keep it too? In 5 months, will you care? Or will you have moved on and furnished your new place exactly how you want it? This helps you identify what's actually worth negotiating over versus what's an emotional attachment to something. Now, 5 years. This is your long-term filter. 5 years from now, what will you wish you had prioritized? I'm going to give you 2 examples for this one. Your spouse wants to do divorce mediation, but you're so angry, you want to go scorched earth and do litigation. In 5 years, will you be glad you spent the extra $50,000 fighting? Or will you wish you had taken the faster, cheaper route so you could just move on with your life? Or this one. Your attorney says you don't need a CDFA because, quote, it's not that complicated. But you have a pension and a 401k, and you've never managed money alone. So in 5 years, will you regret not getting expert financial guidance during one of the biggest financial decisions of your life? That's it. 3 questions, 3 timeframes. The 5-5-5 rule really helps you zoom out when you're stuck in the weeds. We'll be back after a quick break. Feeling overwhelmed about the possibility of a divorce and not sure where to start? Book a free 15-minute strategy call with me. During our time, we'll talk about where you are in the process and what next steps could be. To schedule your call and learn more about my coaching program, head over to www.thedivorceplanner.net/coaching. Let's get back to today's episode. So, nobody warns you that every decision during divorce feels urgent, even when it's not. Everything lands on your plate with a sense of crisis attached to it. Sign this, respond to that, decide now. The emotional intensity of the process can make it almost impossible to zoom out and get perspective. I'm going to run through a few real life examples from clients, name changes, of course, but all real experiences about how using the 555 rule changed the game for them. Here's the first example. Sarah, not her real name, wanted to tell her husband that she wanted a divorce. But it was November. She kept thinking, should I wait until after Thanksgiving? After the winter holidays? After New Year's? So we used the 555 rule to help her figure it out. In 5 days. Would waiting 5 more days matter? She decided not really. In 5 months. Would she regret waiting through the holidays? Or would she regret not having had the talk before then? She realized she would regret waiting. She was already checked out, and pretending through the holidays felt actually worse than being honest. And in 5 years, how would delaying the conversation until January play out in 5 years? She decided it would have no effect whatsoever. There, she had her answer and a plan. Sarah had the conversation in November. It was hard, but she didn't have to fake it through 2 months of the holidays. Here's another example that pertains to a lot of people going through divorce: deciding whether to keep or sell the family home. Michael wanted to keep the family home for the kids. Financially, it would be tight, but doable. He was agonizing over it, so we put it through the 555 rule. In 5 days, deciding to keep it wouldn't really matter as nothing would have changed. In 5 months, he'd still be settling in, probably adjusting to the new custody schedule, but he did think that the house might feel a little big and empty when the kids weren't there. In 5 years, would his kids care that they had stayed in the same house? Or would they care that their dad was financially stressed and couldn't afford family vacations or other activities because all of his money went to the mortgage, repairs, insurance, etc.? You get the idea. In the end, Michael let go of the house. Seeing how making each decision over 3 timeframes really clarified things for him. And here's one last example. Jennifer's ex sent her a nasty email about pickup times for the kids. She then proceeded to spend 2 hours drafting a response, defending her position, and pointing out his faults, rewriting it, and getting angrier. So we put it through the 555 rule. In 5 days, would the email matter? No. In 5 months, would the email matter? No. In 5 years, would this email matter? Absolutely not. She deleted her draft and instead sent a 1-line response confirming pickup time. The 555 rule gave her hours of her life back and her peace of mind. The thing about the 555 rule is that you have to use it honestly. That means it has to be neutral and really lead without bias towards one answer or another. Here's how people can get it wrong. Mistake number 1, using it to justify avoidance. The 555 rule is not about avoiding hard decisions. It's about identifying which decisions actually matter and which are just more emotional noise. If something matters in 5 years, like your financial settlement, your custody arrangement, getting professional help, you shouldn't skip it. The framework helps you get to the real matter at hand in a thoughtful way. Mistake number 2, only using the 5-day lens. If you only ask, will this matter in 5 days, you'll dismiss the bigger picture, and you really need all 3 time frames to get a perspective on whatever you're struggling with. Mistake number 3, forgetting to apply it to yourself. The 555 rule isn't just for external decisions, it's for internal ones too, like, should I beat myself up over crying in front of my attorney? Will that matter in 5 years? No, give yourself some grace. Or should I invest in therapy right now, even though money is tight? Will it matter in 5 years? Yeah, your mental health totally matters. So now that you know what the 555 rule is and how to apply it, here's what I want you to do. Think about one decision you're stuck on right now. Just one. Run it through the 555 rule. How will making a decision one way or another affect you in 5 days, 5 months, 5 years? Write down your answers and see what clarity comes. The 555 rule won't remove emotions from your divorce, but it will give you the perspective to make well-informed decisions. And that's really the best anyone can hope for. Use it for the big stuff, the small stuff, when you're spiraling, or when you need permission just to let something go. That's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you found it helpful. For more free resources, check out my blog at www.thedivorceplanner.net/blog. You'll find articles on how to emotionally and financially prepare for divorce, gain insights into the process from divorce experts, and empower yourself with tips and tools that make your divorce journey easier. And you can follow me on Instagram at the.divorce.planner, on Facebook at Divorce Prep, and on YouTube at The Divorce Planner for daily divorce prep tips and support. I'm Alex Beatty, and this has been the Divorce Planner Podcast. Until next time, remember, divorce is hard. Preparing for one doesn't have to be.